Hi, and welcome to this week's Auspicious Agile Video Blog. This is John Okoro. This week we're going to take a look at a tale of two lean startups. Now, these are two companies I actually had experience with, and we're going to compare them in respect to the lean startup principles. So, there are 5 principles of lean startup. Entrepreneurs are everywhere. Entrepreneurship is management. Validated learning. Innovation accounting, and build, measure, learn. We're going to focus on the validated learning and the build, measure, learn aspects of lean startup. And we have 2 companies. One, not using their actual names, is what we're going to call Vidco, and they were in the video space, online video. And another one we're going to call Mobco, which is in the online and the mobile application space as well. So those are the 2 companies. Let's take a little bit more of a look at what the 2 companies' business context is and what their business situation was. So for Vidco, they were really betting on a big investment or a big initial customer to basically make the business. All the eggs were really in the basket of having this one big customer come along and make the business, kind of go big or go home. And they spent many years developing and perfecting their product that they were going to try to do this with. Also, this is an earlier Auspicious Agile blog called Lean, Small but Not Lean or Agile. Now, Mobco, on the other hand, had some venture investment. They pivoted strategy from business to include direct consumer-to-consumer sales as well. And they are continuing to experiment with new products and trying different features as they go. Let's take a look now at how this looks for them, starting with the validated learning perspective. So validated learning for the Lean Startup from Eric Rice on the website at leanstartup.com on the principles. Validated learning, startups exist not to make stuff or make money or serve customers. They exist to learn how to build a sustainable business. This learning can be validated scientifically by running experiments that allow us to test each element of our vision. So Vidco actually did not do a lot of learning in that way. They developed basically what we consider traditional or waterfall style over a number of years due to a lack of early customers, didn't allow for a great deal of validated learning experiments. Now, they did have a working demo that they used to show. It was good for sales, and they could also use it for potential partners and for potential investors. They could show their demo, and the demo probably could have been used to gain insights if they would have put it out and made it available to customers for additional validated learning. Unfortunately, Vidco did not do that. Now, Mobco actually used more of what we consider an agile development approach, something like a Scrum approach, although they didn't necessarily use Scrum. Mobco used more frequent releases of actual features as part of its mobile product, so they were actually releasing consistently different features and trying them out in different parts of the product or different additional products. And these were released to actual trial, either paid or unpaid customers, allowing Mobco to get actual feedback from their customers. So as they had some background for validated learning from a lean startup perspective. Now, let's take a look at build, measure, learn. So from a build, measure, learn perspective, the fundamental activity of a startup is to turn ideas into products, measure how customers respond, and then learn whether to pivot or persevere. All successful startup processes should be geared to accelerate that feedback loop. And that's from the Lean Startup again, from Eric Rice. And so if we look at the way that Vidco did this, they really didn't have much validated learning to base any decisions on. And the fast feedback loop, which is key, they really didn't have that available to them. So they kind of ended up shooting darts kind of in a blindfold, making business decisions about what to work on and making guesses, but they didn't have validated learning to support that. On the other hand, Mobco had actual feedback and data to use from early customers, some paid, some unpaid again, and allowed Mobco to start making decisions. So they were informed by the responses from the actual customers, looking at what the customers liked and didn't like and what feedback they had, even though it wasn't a perfect product, considered a minimum viable product, we would call it, an agile and lean startup. And this, in turn, allowed Mobco to start making educated guesses about what products and features to try next. For example, Mobco pivoted from a business-to-business focus instead to direct-to-consumer products as well. So they actually were able to make some decisions based on that validated learning in their build, measure, learn cycle. Now, what's next? So for Vidco, as far as I know, Vidco is still looking for that big fish. They're still kind of fishing for that. Last I heard, they had not caught that fish, that big investor, big customer, and the Vidco team didn't have enough cash to be dedicated to the business full time, so weren't able to really take it forward in the way that they wanted to. On the other hand, when we look at Mobco, Mobco is actually launching new features and products based on its initial learnings that it's had, that validated learning. And Mobco is seeking additional funding as well, in addition, as it proceeds with its build, measure, learn feedback cycle, or something very similar to that from a lean startup perspective. So it looks like, hopefully, there is a bright future for potentially Mobco's product and getting the right variant of that using a lean startup type approach. So that is a tale of two lean startups. We put lean in parentheses, not both, of course. We're not completely lean or lean startup, but I hope this gives a good comparison. Hope it's good food for thought. And until next time, stay agile, and thanks for listening.